St. Louis, and I thank you, Chairwoman Maloney, for convening this urgent hearing. Within minutes of the far-right Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe and Casey, my home state of Missouri was the first state to enact its trigger law and ban abortion care. And despite the wrong information provided by my colleagues on the other side, there are state laws that prosecute people for performing their own abortions, which includes trans men. So trans men, more than women, trans men and non-binary people do become pregnant. The criminalization of abortion care has a ripple effect across the healthcare and criminal legal systems. The majority of states where abortion care is now banned have threatened to enforce criminal laws that target healthcare providers for administering medication and providing abortion care to those who need it. In Missouri, any provider suspected of inducing an abortion could face felony charges and, if convicted, a sentence of up to 15 years. In other states like Texas, the penalty includes the possibility of a life sentence. I've heard from people in St. Louis who tell me that they are afraid to cross the state lines to access abortion care, which they need because they fear being investigated and prosecuted at home. Though many of these laws exempt pregnant people, we know that pregnant outcomes have long been politicized, which is happening in this moment, and criminalized. People have been investigated and punished for experiencing pregnancy loss, for struggling with substance use during pregnancy, or self-managing abortion care. In states where abortion care is banned and in states where abortion care is legal and protected. A local prosecutor in California charged 2 women with murder because of their pregnancy loss. I am concerned that far-right extremist anti-abortion lawmakers in my own state, like our state attorney general, may move to further politicize our rights and criminalize abortion care and pregnancy outcomes. Unless we speak up more, unless we act and push harder, and until we organize to block extremist anti-human rights laws and fully protect reproductive freedom. So Representative Shannon, can you please describe what measures are being taken to protect people from being criminalized for seeking abortion care in Georgia? It's a red state like mine.
Thank you for the question, and thank you for your work on this issue. Yes, we've had DAs in Georgia as well as local municipalities come out and say that they will not use government funds to prosecute folks or to investigate folks for having had an abortion should Georgia's 481 law go into effect, which would effectively outlaw abortion. And so I'm glad that you mentioned about what is going on with criminalization, because we also at the same time have DAs across the country who are hyper aggressive about finding ways, bending and twisting the law, using other laws to actually criminalize folks. And we do know that there has been an uptick of criminalization of miscarriages across the country.
Thank you. Thank you so much for those insights, and thank you for what you do. Ms. Goss-Graves, can you please explain how the criminalization of abortion creates a public health emergency?
So abortion care is both effective and safe. What is really, really deeply concerning is if people are either afraid to seek medical care if they need it, or if providers are chilled, if they are afraid to provide medical care, not knowing the state of the law. So it is those things that stand to worsen the health of someone who is seeking abortion care. And the other thing that we know is that carrying a pregnancy to term and childbirth is inherently risky, especially for Black women. The maternal mortality rates are extremely high. So none of these laws will do anything to aid that and will only worsen those outcomes.
Thank you for that clarity. We appreciate that. As our witnesses have extensively described, the impact of this devastating Supreme Court ruling will fall hardest on Black, Brown, and Indigenous communities, people with disabilities, undocumented people, queer and trans folks, youth, and the most marginalized members of our society. Federal legislators have an obligation, all of us who signed up for to take care of the full, to serve, to represent the full whether it's regardless of what you look like, where you come from, how much money you have, we signed up to work for everyone. We need to work in lockstep with our state and local counterparts to protect access to reproductive health care for everyone, regardless of where they live. Thank you.
The gentlelady's time has expired.